Hey everyone, welcome back to another day trading recap video. Today is Tuesday and I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up because it is shaky out there. Not really seeing any reason to keep on trading, although yesterday we had a lot of action closer to power hour. Now I don't really trade the evening, so I'm not going to just stick around till power hour, and right now I don't really see a compelling reason to want to keep on trading. A lot of the tickers we are trading are super fleshy and I'm not so excited about it. Plus we're lacking any real main lead gapper. And then on top of that, we have several lead gappers, and then no one of those are really up that much, right? We're getting some like 50% gappers, some 30% gappers, so it's not really that exciting. And I'm super glary right now. I got the window open, and the sun is just smacking me in the face, which is nice, but maybe not for the video. All right, I'll put a curtain up before I do the recaps. So yeah, here we have it. Look at SOUN, for example. I mean, two big flushes, and whenever you see a flush to the left, I don't know about you, but I'm always thinking it's going to flush again, and it looks like, this was a pretty mean setup right here, 10% flush roughly. And then actually one of the tickers I did not trade today, believe it or not, OST, also quite flushy. I actually kind of wrote OST off in this area, and then it ends up having a beautiful 20% run, getting halted. It would have been a little bit tricky jumping in on this one, and that's because the 5-minute setup wasn't ideal. Sold off quickly, then made a hammer candle here, but technically it's not a breakout yet. And then eventually it breaks out here, so you want to jump in really aggressively in this area, but then it got halted right away. So you would have had to really buy into the strength here, which could have been possible, but it wasn't ideal. When it opened up, it sold off and had a little spike bounce, but I missed that one. I was looking at a different ticker. I didn't even try to place an order. So let's see. I'm up 450 today. Yesterday, unfortunately, was a red day. I lost 550, so I'm still down on the week and on the month. Technically, it's a new month, but it's kind of fine. I'm not super upset because I'm not actually upset at all because it's not. You guys know it wasn't really great yesterday. It wasn't really great today. So I feel like just kind of stay treading water, not doing anything too reckless is kind of the way to go right now. Once the market heats up a little bit and once it's a little cleaner, we get a good front side. I really want to get aggressive on that ticker, size on that ticker. And if I miss that, then I'll be upset, right? Even if I have like a decent green day, I'll probably still be a little bit upset. But right now, small green day, small red day, overall it's fine. And you can always tell I'm back in Berlin when you hear that outside. It's a pretty quiet city until there's an ambulance. Okay, so what do we got here? Let's go through these tickers one-on-one. HCDI. I don't even remember trading this one. HCDI. This was, when did I go for this one? I think it was quite early. Yeah, it was right away. One of the first tickers I traded was breaking big resistance. You could see it on the daily around $4. I went for that break. That pullback, looking for continuation, and no more continuation. And that's been happening a lot lately, where we've been getting some decent moves. So maybe one pullback, and then you're like, all right, here we go, and then it's over. So you keep thinking these tickers are gonna start having some nice front sides, but they don't. It's been a little tricky. Today's a little bit like the opposite of yesterday, where today I'm pretty much green on all tickers except HCDI. Yesterday I was red on all tickers except one. I traded 6 tickers, so I was red on 5, green on 1. So today feels a little bit more like one of those days where the longer I keep trading, maybe the more green I'll get, but that only goes to a certain extent, right? At one point I start mentally getting really sloppy. But it was one of those days where I felt like a little bit more in sync with the market. Let's go to SOUN. This was a pretty okay ticker. I'm up 27 on it. Obviously not a lot, but in terms of what we were getting today, this is probably one of the better ones, believe it or not, which is kind of disappointing. At least on the 5-minute, we have an increase in volume here. That's a good sign. 200 million shares outstanding, that's quite a lot. $3.3 billion company, that's a very, very high company. Let's see, recently completed a SPAC merger deal. So, yeah, I'm not crazy about that catalyst, but, it is a recent, not an IPO, but SPAC merger, so that's, breaking to new highs. So that's kind of exciting. But, on the intraday, you can kind of see how tricky this one is to trade. A lot of chop, a lot of false breakouts. This is the one we were looking at originally in the beginning of the recap, and it's just a little bit tough. I try to trade this red to green move just with really small share size to kind of get a feel for how this one was behaving, but I wasn't super comfortable. I kind of let it at that small little win. SPRO. Where is this one hiding? SPRO. Now let's go here to daily and look at this one again and put some. We didn't even mark this one off, and you know it's a new one, and actually it's a big daily loser, just having a bit of a bottom bounce here, and that's why we're trading this one. I usually don't trade these big sell-off tickers, so yeah, it's quite reversed of what I'm usually doing. Biotech, 33 million shares outstanding roughly, and 69 million market cap at the moment. I don't see specific catalyst. Actually, what we got down here? Reviews. Yeah, okay. So there's some news pumping, but this doesn't look too spectacular. Looks more like a really strong dead cat bounce or something like that. But you got to say, you know, from the lows, it had like an 80% roughly bounce. And I was trading this one. Why is it not showing up? I was trading this one in this pullback right here. So I started accumulating. No, actually, that's not true. I actually missed this one. I bought this pullback right here. For some reason, my trades aren't showing again. That's fine. I bought this pullback, started really edging into this one. It started popping up slowly, but notice how the volume here is very, very light. And it wasn't getting any more, and you could really feel the resistance on there. So at one point, I just closed that. I just closed that size because I wasn't, you know, looking to get flushed on. And that's exactly what happened. So smart, kind of closing quickly on that, but at the same time, it doesn't get me so excited because that's not really what I want to be doing. But you know, risk management is key in kind of sloppy markets like this one. And then the ticker I'm up the most, SNOA. SNOA. I'm not even really sure how I've been saying that on all market, pre-market. I'm up 300 on that, so that's decent. Nice little win there. And also, you know, mind you, my size right now is a little bit smaller. So as you probably saw, my share size on a lot of these tickers, I just wasn't really sizing because it's not a day that I'm excited to size. So I'm just going to kind of trade below my average. This ticker has a lot of these failed spikes to the upside. It's below the 180-day SMA. So it's overall a lot of resistance above, right? And $4, big time resistance. Decent relative volume today, but it's not great. It's not huge. Pharmaceutical, 3 million shares outstanding, 11 million market cap. And it looks like it was pumping out some catalysts as well. EPA approval. Okay. 5-minute. Decent little front side pre-market, except it all happened with very light volume, and by 7 a.m. when the market opened, or pre-market opened for TOS, it was more or less done. So that's what I've been saying, where it's like, okay, here we go, a little front side, and then let me start trading it, and then boom, it's over. So it's been a little bit frustrating in that regard for sure. And then I actually ended up losing money on this right here. I bought the breakout, or I bought the first pullback, it ended up flushing on me. And this is what I mean, when you look to your left and there's a flush, you want to be weary because it tends to happen again and again and again. And this is literally a perfect example of what I mean by that. These flushes, once a ticker starts flushing, it usually doesn't stop. And look at these volumes too. Huge amount of volume on those failed breakouts. That's disgusting. Let's go back a little bit further to get a better overview on this ticker. So yeah, 7 a.m. opens up, this ticker pops up, I do a little bit of a trade here, I go for another one, and then this was tricky, this was kind of frustrating. It had all these false breakouts. Let me zoom in just a little bit more. We have false breakout here. I bought it actually into that one. I bought here, and then it got chopped out. I got chopped out here, sold, and it sold off again. This was actually a pretty annoying one. Right here, I ended up closing. It pops back up, and I'm like, so I start chasing here for an entry. I get an entry, and I close again before the full breakout. But this could have been a decent winner, but I kind of butchered that execution. Went for this pullback. This was okay. So yeah, I mean, this is the ticker I'm up on the most. Unfortunately, right at the end, I did get back profits. But one thing I did right is, some of my bigger sizes here, maybe like 1,000, maybe 2,000 on this one. So not big size, $8,000. I should be trading, $16,000. But what I did well was when I wasn't very sure on this ticker anymore, I didn't have that confidence, conviction in the ticker, so on and so forth. What I did was I said, let's go ahead, trade it, get a feel for it, see if there's something there, but let's just trade with very small size so I don't give big profits back unnecessarily. If I just went long on this one with 2,000 shares, I would have gave back all my profits on SNOA where it was a little bit more better to trade in this area. So that's what I mean. The longer you're trading, the more size you want to start reducing. You want to get aggressive for those short windows. Let's say there's a good 30-minute front side. That's really where you want to be scaling. But once you you're an hour, basically 2.5, closing to hour 3 of trading. The setups aren't that good anymore. That's not the time to go, oh yeah, let's increase size. Let's, start using $20,000, $30,000. That's not the time for that, because that will put you really big in the hole for no reason. And you're going to be upset because you should have not been doing it. So that's pretty much the recap for today. Staying alive and waiting for better opportunities. I'll take my green profits here. No reason to unnecessarily keep pushing it from here. Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to drop a like. Consider subscribing if you're new. And like always, guys, I'll see you then first thing tomorrow morning. Stay safe and make some awesome trades. Ciao, ciao.